On Twitter's identity and the architecture of writing choices. If historically people wrote a tweet, then Twitter showed you how many characters were left. It still does. But for subscribed users, Twitter has expanded to 280 characters to 4,000. All about choices. In theory, more choices would satisfy more people. In practice, there seem to be somewhat downsides to increasing choices up from the optimal point. Attention tautology. Twitter used to be writing short texts with links and images. Blogs used to be writing longer texts with links and images. The function Twitter provided therefore could be stated as if writing tweet, then short text with links and images, equaling providing a format that allowed short writing. Say whatever you want, but with 280 characters. Do not spend too much time writing this. Turn this into a book. By expanding its character limit, Twitter now offers two choices: write long and write short. But one could argue two choices is still too idealistic. In reality, the two formats merge into one. Write how long you want, anything from 0 to 4,000 characters. This, one could argue, multiplies the needed decisions from 0, write short on Twitter, to 2, write short or long on Twitter, to, I don't know, write well how long on Twitter. Should I write more? Do I have to explain further? What if someone doesn't understand? How many assumptions do I include? Should I stop now? Or now? Should I now blog properly long format on Twitter? Should there be news articles on Twitter? Should I write threads, or should I write one longer tweet, or should I write tweets with longer tweets, threads with longer tweets? YouTube hasn't merged shorts and long videos. It still distinguishes between both. So does Instagram, Facebook, TikTok doesn't. One could argue Twitter is taking a similar approach to text as TikTok did with video. 1. Only short content distribution all in one feed. 2. Extend short format but keep distribution both in one feed. Personally, I started writing threads instead of blog posts, because writing blog posts, due to the expectations of the format, had too high threshold, therefore often preventing me from writing something. In years of blogging, I only wrote about 100 blog posts. In months since beginning to tweet, I wrote thousands of tweets, variety of factors despite seemingly easy comparison. When I began to tweet, and I was forced to write shorter, I didn't need to write that much, or maybe I did, but I couldn't, therefore solving this question for me, which taught me by constraining my ideas into a tiny box to write shorter. Then I discovered how to write threads, and there goes one constraint, replacing it with another one, 25 tweets per thread. But this limit seems to be able to be bypassed by threading after the initial text box. With video, I already merged long and short format in a way that the only difference would be the length of a piece of content, and with threads, practically Twitter offered something similar, just with visual content, text plus images plus links. Of course, one could also use Twitter to post videos or GIFs, but the expectation, one could argue, is still that there is a sentence on top of everything that is posted. It adds another meta level to the content that is posted. Twitter, look this. YouTube, watch this. One problem with Twitter threads, one could argue, is that the increasing visual complexity of the feed, not being able to distinguish properly between a normal tweet and a sentence that happens to be part of a thread. And there is also the threat of threads to Twitter and threads and Twitter threads. And if Twitter now wants to be a proper blogging platform, not just a microblogging, then possibly expectations might shift. How can I embed HTML code, make an image gallery, add numbering? In short, how can I do all the things I can do with WordPress? Another question that seems to become important is Twitter's own interest might stand in the way of free discourse. Blocking URLs from Substack and Co. historically could be seen as contrary to being able to write whatever one wants. But the one thing that makes the architecture of Twitter still different would be that every post is top-level hierarchy compared to many other platforms.